mean, just for this, I was mostly doing like the scraping or whatever. I don't know. I mean, it's like sore, but I've been in a boot.
Is that painful?
I don't know. I was taping this, but I just did like a strand back here because like we thought this whole time it was my Achilles,
Right.
but obviously they said that looks good. So not so much in there. Kind of right there.
Okay, then here,
Yeah.
gets you too. I'm gonna go through, and I'm gonna wheel shock it,
Okay.
but I kinda wanna go through and see, because if there is stiffness somewhere, tightness somewhere, weakness somewhere, that's gonna cause too much force to go through. The calcaneus is this. And what has to happen is whenever you step down or go into like a run or whatever, once that foot hits the floor, the calcaneus has to move slightly, like 7 to 10 degrees. And if it doesn't, then forces have to go, more forces are going to go through your Achilles tendon.
Okay.
So the Achilles tendon attaches here, and then it runs up like my finger does here. But the bursa sits underneath the tendon. So it sits underneath the tendon along the bone to make it so that it moves smoothly. So the tendon doesn't tear because it's just running on bone. So the bursa is what sits underneath the tendon, and that's probably why they instantly were like, it's your Achilles, because once we even touch your Achilles, you're kind of like jumping.
Ow, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so what I'm going to do is we're going to go through, we're going to look at flexibility, strength, joint mobility, just of everything. And not just here, but we're going to look at your hips too to make sure your hips are where they should be. Because if your hips are weak, more force is going to have to be made up here and through your calves, through your Achilles. And that could be, again, there could be a lot of different things leading into it that we want to just make sure and address. So that's tender. That hurts. Woo! Tight. It's amazing because you're a gymnast. So you
I'm
think
really
you'd be like,
unflexible for gymnastics.
oh my goodness.
It's terrible.
No,
I think it's, I mean,
it probably plays to your benefit in some ways.
it does, because I mean, it helps me not get as many injuries, but it's hard because, I mean, I'm more powerful, but like
Right.
flexibility-wise, it really gets me sometimes,
Right. Normal is 65 degrees, and you are 30. There you go.
Okay.
So keep your heel down and try to touch your knee to the wall. Painful or just hard?
Just feel a little bit hard, like it's tight in there.
Okay.
And not very
That's
much
it.
movement, but I'm not feeling pain.
There you go. Same thing. Like butter. That was good.
Now it's good.
Go left. Does it hurt to balance?
My toe doesn't bend.
No, your toes are very steady. Okay, switch feet. Hold. Hold on to your hip. And then hold. Hold there. Hold. Does that hurt? Where? Just in the front of your thigh?
Yeah.
Same?
Yep.
I'm sorry. Go you, baby. Go you. I'm really sorry. No.
What's even worse is you just don't like it.
No!
I did.
Right now?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Dang it. The first thing I noticed is your hips are probably not where they should be. Your right hip in extension is limited. Your left calf is a little weaker than your right. Makes sense. Just maybe pain. Left ankle is a little more stiff than the right. And the stiffness of your toes, the big toe, even though it sounds ridiculous, is going to play huge because, so normal is 65 degrees, which is technically that. You're at 30, so you're technically there. So if you think about punching, like when you punch, that 65 degrees, all of that's going to be used. So if you're not getting 65 degrees of that punch, what happens if 30 happens? So once you hit, if you're getting 30, what's going to happen is, since you're stiff here, you're going to roll your pressure out to the outside of your ankle. Does that make sense? So by natural, because your joint doesn't have it, so you punch, you're going to roll to the outside, which is going to put funky force pull on that Achilles tendon. In my head, that tells me that's probably what's causing it. So we work your toe like crazy. We work your ankles, and then we strengthen the crap out of your hips. Usually my typical pattern for people like you is I'll shock it, scrape it, beat the crap out of your calves, and then mobilize your toe over you and show you some other stuff.
So it's kind of too hard to do college.
From this metal bullet, like I said before, there's a shaft in here that I set this at 10 hertz. So it's hitting a kind of a thing. And as that bullet hits this, it sends a physical shock wave. So I'm going to I'll put this gel on your heel, and I'll put this here, and I'll go, and it's a physical shock wave into the tissue. And the reason why it works is because in the layers of the tissue, you have your inflammation, you have your bursitis, or whatever the heck is going on there. And as the shock wave hits it, it causes the tissues to go up and down. And as it causes the tissues to undulate or wave-like, it spurs your brain to bring an inflammatory response. And that's what helps it. It's because it kind of restarts the healing process. And then we scrape it, and we beat it up, and then we exercise to just get that whole process kind of restarted. It's going to scare you at first. You're going to be, if you're a screamer, you might give out a little scream at first, because it's kind of like it just comes on suddenly. It's like a prayer or something. But I promise, you're a gymnast. You've taken.
Sorry.
That's fine.
Oh, that hurts. That's weird.
It's weird, right? What about here? Breathe, breathe, breathe. You okay? So I told you, you're tougher than you think. Here it comes. A little lower. Couple more seconds and I'll give you a rest.
I'm sweating.
Rest for a second.
That's actually kind of painful.
No. 1,000 shots down, 2,000 left.
It's not as bad on the heel, but when it starts going up, that's when it's like, ooh.
It feels like a needle going through my body.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's weird.
But it's just like it. Here it comes.
It's terrible.
Rest.
You can use this as a torture weapon. Torture people.
1,000 shots left.
And I thought scraping was bad. Oh, right there is so painful. I can't wait till I'm not an athlete anymore.
That's all she wrote. Yeah, you got it. I feel like I'm just scraping your skin up. So from this joint here, it has to be 65 degrees up, yeah. And she's, meaning if I block this joint,
Center officially switched.
she's like 35.
Oh,
What does that feel like?
what does it feel like?
Yeah.
Terrible. I always try to get Jonas to crack my toes, and he can never crack my big toes. They don't ever fall off.
Also behind
Until you feel it in the bottom. Most importantly is in the bottom.
Okay.
If you feel it in the top, kind of just crunching the joint. I don't want that. But I want you to feel kind of a big stretch across the bottom of your toe. Because even though it's not directly related to this, I think indirectly it's causing that weird shift when you punch. Okay, feet stay together. Keep this as still as possible. Let's do 30 straight away.
Actually, when I do this, so I'm really going to try to do this. And really use this way to work when I do the other one.
Times a day, twice a day, once a day.
Okay, perfect.
Cool.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, nice to meet you guys. Take care.
Ow, it kind of hurts. That was kind of painful doing the shock treatment. I don't know what's worse, doing a full bar routine or that. Obviously, we all know I'm not really flexible, so that's probably what is causing some pain, because they said if I were to do the surgery, that it could maybe only fix one of the problems that's hurting, because I have like a couple different areas in my foot that have pain. So I think a lot of it's just coming from being weak in some areas, so I need to strengthen those areas and different things like that. And then the shock treatment should help, and then he gave me tons and tons of exercises to do at home a couple times a day, so I will be at home doing that. I can do a lot of upper body stuff and conditioning as well, which will be good, so I can still go to the trainer a little bit. And then in the gym, all I can really do is kind of swing a little bit of bars, and then I meet on Monday. I go back to him, and then I'll talk with the surgeon as well, just to see how things are going. But he said that he didn't want me to like pound or do any like tumbling stuff for like 2 weeks. So today's Wednesday, so it's only been 2 days since I got the shot, so we're gonna see how everything goes. Like I say, I always just take everything one day at a time, even though it's hard, but I'll keep you guys updated. But that's all I have for today. So for all of you out there, I recommend not getting the shock treatment because it freaking hurts, but I think it will help. So next episode will be a video for you guys, just showing a little update on therapy and maybe me kind of getting back into the gym and starting stuff again. Thanks for all the love and support. I'll catch you guys next time.